Welcome back to Adventures of a Black Belt Sommelier, sponsored by Four Paws Restaurant, the iconic fine dining restaurant in St. Paul, Minnesota, with wonderful food, attentive professional service, and a pretty wonderful wine program, I think. Um, this is this is one of the most embarrassing things that I've ever done as a sommelier. It happened 42 years ago. I was 30 years old. In the ballroom at the Lowe's Vanderbilt Plaza Hotel in Nashville, Tennessee. I was the moderator of a vertical tasting of Chateau Lynch with my co-host Jean-Michel Caz, the owner of Chateau Lynch. I was 30 years old. I was so nervous. I was about to have a heart attack. My heart was pounding so hard I thought it might come out of my chest. It was an exciting moment. It was also, nerve-wracking to be presenting these wines with this man to 500 people in the ballroom at the hotel. Um, I poured the first wine and I went to swirl my glass and I swirled it too hard and I sprayed red wine all over Jean-Michel Caz, who was wearing a white shirt, myself, who I was wearing a white shirt, and everybody within 7 or 8 feet in the front row in front of us. It was pretty embarrassing to say the least. It looked like a broadcast seed spreader, the way the wine just sprayed out all over everybody. It wasn't really the end of the world. We got ourselves cleaned up and them cleaned up, and it was kind of funny. It was almost like I'd done it intentionally. It was a moment of comic relief, as they say. And we went on with the tasting, and Jean-Michel Caz is a really incredible guy. The wines were incredible. So it was a successful tasting in spite of my faux pas. About 2 years later, I got on the TGV in Paris, headed to Bordeaux, and uh, my wife was sitting to my left. My son was sitting across from my wife, facing us. The seats were facing each other. And just before the train took off, Jean-Michel Caz came in and sat down in the seat facing me, right in front of me. Didn't occur to me that he would remember me. I wasn't going to say anything because I didn't want to remind him of my embarrassing error. After the train took off, the porter came and asked if anyone would like a water or a coffee or anything. And Jean-Michel Caz said, whatever you do, don't give that guy a glass of red wine because he'll end up all over you. So this is one of my most embarrassing moments as a sommelier. And 42 years ago, I still remember it with chagrin as if it happened this morning. But it also created kind of a bond between me and a very, very important winemaker. So it wasn't all terrible. I love the wines of Chateau Lynch. Uh, So it's lucky, I've said a few times, it's good to be at Four Paws on Tuesdays and Thursday nights because sometimes the owner comes in and wants me to open something really great for us to enjoy together. We have quite a bit of the 2000 vintage of Chateau Lynch. So last night I suggested to him that we open a bottle of it. It was magnificent. It is a magnificent wine. It's, I would say, 6 or 8 years from its absolute zenith, its full potential, but it's mature. The tannins are pretty much resolved. It's very full bodied for a red Bordeaux. It's dark fruit, classic cigar box, pencil shavings, Havana cigar, dark fruit, black currants, black raspberries, blackberries, uh, lavender. Um, Beautiful, beautiful, rich mouthfeel, long, long finish. It's a compelling, it's a dramatic, it's an extraordinary wine. I thought the bottle, I texted my boss a little bit later. For me, the bottle we opened last night was absolutely perfect. I would say it was a perfect wine, 6 years from its peak. Um, it's been stored well. The cork was very strong. That helps. But I would say 2000 Chateau Lynch is a wine that If you have some, you should open it. It's because it's magnificent. If you don't have any and you can afford it, you should buy some. It's a really, really fabulous wine. And I will say that, as I said to Bruce last night, if you were a winemaker in Bordeaux and you didn't make great wine in 2000, you should find something else to do for a living because Mother Nature gave you all the raw materials you needed to make a great wine. The interesting thing is that we shared this glass of wine, and I usually, set whatever he pours me aside and enjoy it at the end of the evening. I don't want to be really drinking wine during service, but um, so I had a sip, tasted it, we chatted about it for a minute, and then I went up to a table on the second floor and understood from the server that they wanted to talk to me about Bordeaux. And I said, "How can I help you?" And the host said, "Well, my favorite wine is Chateau Lynch, but I really don't want to spend that much money tonight. Do you have something else you could suggest that I might enjoy just as much or close to as much?" So I went and got him a bottle of the 2016 Chateau Brown, which is a Pessac Léognan, very, very wonderful wine that we're serving this weekend by the glass for $30 for a 6 ounce pour. Um, it's mature. It's about as mature as the 2000 Lynch Bosch. Um, Also a great vintage, 9.5 years old. Uh, and I took him a, a little splash of the Lynch Bodge too. So I hope he appreciated that. Again, it's good to be in the Fit Four Pods on Tuesdays and Thursday nights because you might get a free glass of 2000 Chateau Lynch Bodge. I hope you come by and see me sometime soon. We have wonderful wines, glasses of wine, bottles of wine, magnums of wine, 6 liters of wine. We've got some half bottles of Sauterne. We'll find something that you'll really, really love. I promise. Come by and see me soon. Thanks for tuning in for Adventures of Black Belt Sommelier. We appreciate it every time you do. And as I said, come by and see me at Four Paws. It's a fantastic restaurant with wonderful wine.